The flat tax is a hot-ticket item in the Republican presidential primary race. Presidential hopeful Herman Cain made a splash with his calls for a 999 tax reform initiative.
Continuing to pivot off the current tax code is not going to boost this economy. This is why we developed 999, 9% corporate business flat tax, 9% personal income flat tax, and a 9% national sales tax.
And it wasn't long before Rick Perry introduced his own Cut, Balance, and Grow plan, which would offer taxpayers a choice of switching to a 20% income tax rate. Newt Gingrich has proposed an optional 15% flat tax on personal income. John Dunham of John Dunham & Associates.
Actually, there's been a lot of support for Herman Cain's 999 proposal. There's been support for Rick Perry's proposal. Again, the devil is in the details. As people break down these proposals, they want to see if they benefit them or favored groups. I think that there is a great deal of skepticism in the country about the current tax code. Nobody says the current tax code works. The question is, how do you fix that tax code? And there's going to be a lot of proposals.
There may be agreement that the current tax code needs changing, but the idea of a flat tax is controversial. Supporters say a flat tax is very simple and that the cost of complying with the tax code would fall greatly. They claim it would broaden the tax base and bring in more revenue, helping to stimulate the economy. But critics argue it would put an unfair burden on the poor and question whether it could bring in enough revenue. In fact, an independent study released by the Tax Policy Center says Perry's tax plan would actually cost $995 billion in foregone federal revenues in 2015. And, given the current gridlock in Congress, many on both sides of the fence wonder if a flat tax could even pass. Jim Awad of Zephyr Management.
It will not get passed before the next presidential and congressional elections, because we're going to have a debate on the subject. We're going to flesh it out as a society. We're going to have an election based on various politicians' positions on it, and then we're going to make a decision as a country. So, yes, we are moving in that direction, and no, there's no chance of it happening in the next 12 to 18 months.
From the Occupy Wall Street protests to the Tea Party, taxes fuel voter anger across the political spectrum. But voters may have to wait a while longer before any changes are made in the tax code that will impact their purse strings. In New York, I'm Reuters reporter Christine Kiernan for CCTV.